Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And we're going to do something a little bit different in this video. No unboxing, no review, but we are going to talk movies. And it's something that I've been thinking about the last few weeks. And what I've been thinking about is collecting. This hobby of physical media. What us collectors do, how we keep physical media alive. And I've been thinking about that. And I think what really got me thinking was, I was going through some message boards and I was looking at what people, comments that people make. And I saw a few comments saying, how great would it be if mom and pop shop, video stores could come back. Retro video stores can come back. And I know there's a few people out there who are trying to do that, trying to bring those kind of stores back. And don't get me wrong, that would be great, a walk down memory lane, to walk through, a retro store and just nostalgia. But then I stop and I look behind me and I see my shelves of movies. And these shelves, they go back, so you have two rows of movies going back. So what you see here, there's double what you see. And I look at that and I really started thinking about it. And I love to go on YouTube and I watch people's other hobbyist collections, what they have, whether it be laser discs or VHS or DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. And I look at that and I stop and I think, I'm like, those are the video stores. If you really stop and think about it, all of us as collectors have done what we've always probably thought about. How cool would it be to own our own video store? Because we've done it. Because the media is cheap enough now. It's more readily available at a, like I said, reasonable price. It's just coming out one after another. I mean, the month of April alone could break somebody's wallet. Between April all the way to June, there's some wallet breaking right there as far as how much money could be spent on media that's coming out. But I'm looking at it, and it's a fascinating thing to think about. Like, there's no late fees. Again, no late fees. We don't have to get in a car and drive anywhere to return any movies, right? Yeah, we don't have to worry about that because it's all at our fingertips. I'm not talking about streaming. I'm talking about streaming. That's a whole nother subject. And most of the time, when I watch something that's streaming, I usually go and make sure that it's available to buy, whether it be Blu-ray, 4K, or even DVD. Because if I'm going to watch something and I want to enjoy it, I want to own it after I watch it. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time. What I'm talking about right now is just keeping the physical media hobby alive. And I think we're all doing that out there. I think we're all doing our part. Every time, like I said, just watching other YouTube channels and then watching guys just go out, go to flea markets or yard sales and buying laser discs or VHS tapes for, a nickel or 10 cents. We're doing our part, because every time that we do that, we're keeping those not just formats alive, but we're keeping the media itself, those movies alive. They're coming into our collection. We're preserving that part of film history. Last year I did a video showing off some DVDs that I got. A friend of mine went to a storage unit, did a storage unit clean out, and just gave me tubs of DVDs. Now, unfortunately, some of those DVD cases were empty and I had to throw them out. But there were a lot that I was able to take and, keep for myself and put on, my shelf. Some I traded in and I was able to get other movies, and a lot that I did keep. But had I not taken those films, those DVDs, they would have wound up in the trash. That's a guarantee. He would have just got rid of them. But asked me first, and I was going to rescue these movies, and to bring them into my collection, whether to keep for myself or to, pass on and, to other collectors and, trade-ins and get other films from my collection. So every time we're doing that, we're keeping this alive. We have, it's our own archive, our own film archive. And it's great to come home and to look at the shelf and be like, wow, I've kept all these films I own. I'm keeping a part of history alive. You always see, prints of films that are lost over time. But do we realize that every time that we go and we buy a film, whether, like I said, VHS, DVD, 4K, Blu-ray, whatever, we're keeping it alive because now we have it, and those prints are no longer lost to time because every time we buy it, it's not going to be lost, at least not for us, because we have it. So those prints are always going to be, available. And, whether or not that makes sense, I'm not quite sure. I have a tendency to kind of go off topic sometimes with what I'm saying. But my point is, it's an amazing thing to know that we have basically video stores at our fingertips. We've done our, as kids growing up and being collectors, always thought, how cool would it be? And we have it. We've done it. We've really stopped. When you start collecting over, you've amassed over 1,000 movies, 1,000+ movies. Yeah, you basically, you have more than Blockbuster probably ever had in stock back in the day, at your local Blockbuster store. And I think it's just great to really look back and think about that and say, we are keeping film history alive. If you rescue a VHS, like I said, for a nickel, 10 cents, a quarter, whatever, guess what? You just helped preserve history. You preserved film history. Because now it's not going to wind up in the trash. It's not going to wind up forgotten and, lost in a dump somewhere over time. And it's going to, especially like with film, which is not going to rot away. We're saving it and we're keeping it alive. And I think that's a great thing. So every time that we buy a film, any time that any of us go out to the store and buy a film or order a film online, and we get that in the mail, or Amazon delivers it or whatever, take the time to look at that. Take the time. Like I have this one right here in my hand. I have Swamp Thing, MVD 4K LaserVision collection. You know what? I've never seen this film before, but I've heard that it looks fantastic, and it's a DC character, and I love my superhero films. But now I preserved it. So every time, it's not just when you're looking at the film and you open up the box or the package or whatever, or you go to the store and you pick up a steelbook. How great is it now to pick up a steelbook, go to Walmart and see a nice steelbook, selection. But looking at it and knowing, it's not just, hey, I didn't just pick this up now, for my, it's not just looking at it and say, I just picked it up, to watch it on TV, on my television. It's because now I own it, and I've just preserved. So I have a piece of history. Any way you look at it, film is history. Film history, there's so much history of film out there, and this is a part of it. Any film you look at, any film you see back here, it's all part of film history. So it's not just something that we're just picking up to add to our collection. We're keeping this alive for future generations. I love it when my daughters come down and they look at the shelf and they want to pick out a movie to watch. I love it because it's something that, kids now who just want to stream everything. But it means a lot to me when they want to pick up something off the shelf because it's physical media. It's there. It's tangible. It's in their hands. And I think that's a great thing. We've got to keep that alive. And it starts by preserving the film first. We're all doing our part. And if we keep doing our part, you know what? These things are going to last for generations to come. And that is only a great, great thing. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance. And I will catch you in another episode. Take care. Bye.